Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Welcome to True Dungeon Talk with Trent. My name is Trent of trenttokens.com. I'm a really big fan of the game called True Dungeon and a very avid collector of tokens, which you can see tons of back here. Speaking of that, if you happen to have any from 2003, those are the only ones that I'm missing for my collection. That's the only reason I'm doing this show, by the way, to promote the fact that I am missing 15 tokens from 2003. Let's do a little housekeeping. Today is going to be a very special show. I say that about every show, but I really mean it this time. But before we get to our two special guests, a little housekeeping. Number one, if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do that. That's how the algorithm works. Like and subscribe to help spread the love of True Dungeon, which I adore. And I know I see a bunch of people in chat. Hello from everybody. We'll say hello in a second. Did I see something about it? Your favorite pale warrior. Okay, so yes, like and subscribe, and tell all your friends and enemies to like and subscribe as well. One other housekeeping tidbit here. Some of you already know this, but if you are watching for the first time, this is something pretty cool. At the end of the show, I do a free giveaway. You can see here, first, second, and third place. In order to enter this drawing, check the chat. For me, it's over there. I don't know where it is. Is it over here for you? I don't know where it is. Check the chat. Click the link there. It's pinned. Fill out that form, and that's how you enter. In order to win, you must be present during the drawing. When I call your name, I'll say first place is Bob. So Bob, you need to in chat respond. If you don't respond, then I'm moving on to the next person. So again, you must respond in chat in order to win. But that's enough babbling there. Without further ado, I want to introduce a new series that we're going to be doing, a Riddle Reveal series, but we'll talk more about that in a second. Let's put your hands together for our two very special guests. Everyone, please welcome Caitlin and John. Oh, look at there. Oh, the audience loves you. By the way, I have to pay each of them like a nickel, so I don't know how many nickels that is. Oh, Caitlin and John, welcome to the show. How are you both doing today?
Not too bad.
Not too bad?
I'm good. Weekend.
Okay, good. John, what did you do to Jeff? What? I see a name tag there that says Jeff.
Yeah.
What happened to Jeff?
We cut him into pieces, I think, and made him a flesh golem.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Is that why he's not returning? Oh my Lord! That no wonder he's not responding to my emails. He's a flesh golem now. So Caitlin, you don't have any cool giant props in your location there?
I don't. I'm so far away from everything. The closest I've got is a tiny little squirrel that I stole from the warehouse.
You did not steal it. You're barring it permanently, okay? We don't want to admit any crimes
even do that.
here.
John told me to get it out.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go to the chat and welcome everybody here. For the people who've seen the show before, you know, especially during the live episode, it's all about sharing the love of True Dungeon and spreading the love. And also, if you have any questions at all, throw them in anytime you want. We're going to do a riddle reveal. Speaking of that, maybe I'll talk about that real quick. If you don't know what a riddle reveal is, in the olden days, back in the old days when it was just Gen Con, I think it was on Sunday, I guess. The Sunday or Saturday, is it Sunday? Something like that. I think it was Sunday. For like maybe an hour or so, Jeff and some of the other True Dungeon volunteers / employees would get up on a little raised platform and do a slideshow and go through each of the rooms, because there was just impossible sometimes to solve some of those puzzles, and sometimes they would do giveaways. Well, not giveaways, it would be auctions. Actually, they would auction off old props or whatever. Maybe we can do something like that one day. But they would walk through each room, and it was really cool to kind of see some of the behind the scenes things. So that's what this is. This is going to be a new series with Caitlin and John. 1 week after every VTD, we're going to do a riddle reveal of the previous VTD. So that's what this is. So welcome to the first of many VTD riddle reveals. So in chat, let me just do a quick little hello. Hello, Kuzik, Fuller89, William Akabakabak, Eric. What's up, Eric? Casimir, AK, a bunch of other letters. The Garrett, the Rocket, XL Gig. I'm sure you got that right. What's up, Steve? From Texas, Casual Dad Creates. Great name. Kim, what's up, Kim? John, and all the loves. Michael, Gerald, and that's right, you're the Pale Warrior. Chris, Krakanganga from Georgia. What's up, Georgia? Did you know that I was born in Florida, raised in Georgia? I was raised in Valdosta, Georgia. So what's up? Tomavan, John from Iowa, Steve, Maggie, let's see, Mike, what's up? Hello, world. Uh-oh. Maybe a computer nerd. And Ashton, hello, and Jason and Meat Hook. I think I was everybody. So welcome everybody. If I missed you, feel free to say so in chat so I can say hello to you. That made me thirsty. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
That made me thirsty. Oh my Lord! Oh, that's a thirsty drink. Yes, in chat. If you have any questions, do me a favor. Type the word question and then type your questions so that I can kind of scan and then we can ask the question. You guys can ask questions anytime you want about anything True Dungeon related, please, because that's what the show is about. And we will do our best to answer those questions. So, first, I have a couple of questions. Now, Caitlin and John, this is kind of for both of you. If I'm not mistaken, you both now run VTD, right? Jeff does the physical dungeons, and you guys are in charge of VTD now. Is that right?
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep.
All right.
If he decides he wants something in VTD, we obviously will put it in VTD because, Jeff.
Yeah, because one of the things that, he wants the VTDs to lead up to the in-person stuff. So, he's still involved, obviously, but he gives us like criteria, like, hey, I'm gonna do this for the first thing in person or RingCon. So it would be cool if VTD kind of mentioned this person or this kind of monster or whatever. So he's and then I need him to do like vinyl and prints and weird stuff. So he's still there. So we didn't really chop him up.
That's good news. That's good news. All right, let me check with chat here. Jason used to love the old riddle reveals. Garrett Bay, after every VTD. Yes, that's the plan. After every VTD. Kim says the 2004 riddle reveal is what convinced her to be a volunteer. Wow,
that's a good cool segue. If you, we could, if you have seen on the socials, I think we've advertised that if you volunteer for Gen Con before March 15th, you get an extra ultra rare or an imprint ultra rare. So if you're missing a beat of bounty to make that charm of avarice, come help us at Gen Con. And
sweet, yeah, definitely.
Agreed. Beat of bounty's no longer eligible.
Rats.
So in order to get the bonus ultra rare, you must volunteer before March 15th. You must be committing to either full-time or local install, and you have to complete all your shifts and actually show up and do the work. But that will get you
have to show up.
You do. You have to show up and do the work. But that earns you a bonus Pick Your Purple token, which is any standard pack ultra rare from the 2025 or 2026 sets. So Beat of Greed is in that, and
that's what I meant.
Greaves of Diffusion, I believe.
Yeah, the Greaves. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Those are good ones. Yeah.
That's what I meant.
So let's see. The Jason loved that. Meat Hook loves the. Excited to see it. Fullerand says reveal should be good because I believe one of the puzzles caused significant issues for many groups. We're about to go through all of them. I know. John Salsa John says that CPN and John, he meant Jeff, right? No, John. No, are you trying to say something nice about John? That's weird. So John Salsa John is weirdly saying something nice about you, John, that you both knocked it out of the park. Eric says congrats, and Kuzik says VTDs have been amazing recently. Love the last one for sure. I'm with you there. I think I said this in a previous show, but since Jeff's not here, I'll say it again. At least I don't think he's here. Are you in chat, Jeff? Reveal yourself. Revealioso. Is that a spell? So there was a VTD. It was really amazing. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I think I was maybe talking to Jeff about an order or something. And I said, man, this last VTD was just, really kicked it up a notch. I mean, it was just amazing. And he goes, well, Caitlin and John did that. And I was like, oh, it was okay. It was so-so. It was kind of like the rest of them, pretty much the same level. Yeah. So it was I kind of felt a little bad, but then again, what are you going to do? I was being truthful. It really kicked it up a notch, and you guys are why.
It's been, a year of this, John? He handed it over at the beginning of 25.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's probably when it happened. I assumed, I was like, oh, new year, new bump, because it kind of happens with the physical dungeons as well. Each year they just get a little better and better. So that's what I thought it was, but it was a smart bump of getting someone else to get in there.
The very first puzzle, the very first puzzle was the upside down rocks, and so. For a side quest, if anybody's on the Discord thing or whatever, but I mailed those out, and they're supposed to come up with a funny poem or something using those rocks at RingCon. So hopefully we can make that like a public thing, and so
that
should
would be great.
But
yeah,
you need to get Drake and a camera and live stream it.
Yeah, I haven't decided yet, but I'm thinking about trying to do something at RingCon, so we can live stream something, maybe do some new person's interviews. But I definitely want to do something at RingCon too.
You should definitely think about maybe. I know we haven't discussed this or anything, but talk to the boss and see if you could get in there and record some of the silver ship things, because I think some of those will be very interesting.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, thanks for the
tips. And probably make for some good content, or some comical content.
Well, I love spreading the love of True Dungeon, so if that's what's going to be happening, I'm in. All right, so we have a question. Gerald, first a comment. When you volunteer, you get to work with cool people like him. Steve has a question. I understand that Caitlin, by the way, I'm reading these live, so if you hear me stop mid-sentence, that means there's, it's a bad question. But I trust Steve. Steve from Texas. Question. I understand that Caitlin is responsible for this past mythic being so hard. Will this continue to be the case? I hope so. He liked it. I hope so. It felt like old True Dungeon.
So the fun thing about the mythic numbers for this first one was that it was just me playing with the numbers that I have for previous difficulties and guessing. Like all of the ACs, everything else for mythic was just guesswork on my part. Anything so far as adjustments, stuff like that would have been done by Paul on the fly, and he has carte blanche. I trust him implicitly for that.
I love it. So. How were the mythic ACs determined? I guessed. I'm sure you did an educated guess if there was like 10 more, 15 more, 20 or 30 more, but there were, I had trouble hitting some, so I need to work on my to hit. So yeah.
Let's see. So I actually have these right in front of me. This is what I work off of, and I know I'm not going to be able to get it visible. These are just index cards that have numbers on them for every room and every difficulty. So I've got a card for room 1 and a card for room 7 and every room in between. and they have ACs and stuff on them, and you can actually see on these where I just scribbled in red pen, oh, we'll do this for a mythic number or this for a mythic number, and it's that all the way through the dungeon.
Wow. Okay, cool. Well, I promised that we would be taking a peek behind the True Dungeon, the VTD curtain, and we certainly are. All right, so next I think we have a question. How often do people ghost you once they have committed to volunteering? Uh-oh.
Way more often at Gen Con than any other show.
That's not good. Harry has a question. Would it really be game breaking to have two of the same class playing in a run? I have one quote unquote good build. Finding a run with that class available can be stressful. Interesting.
There's already 2 wizards. Can you imagine 3 or 4 wizards? Combats would be over instantly.
So, Harry, I can only share my opinion here. I think probably because of the design of True Dungeon, it's probably something that they wouldn't want to do. But
it'd be crazy for the DMs. Well,
yeah. There's a lot of potential difficulties.
Yeah.
But I think what I would like to maybe suggest to you, Harry, is that we dig into what the problem actually is. You have one good build, as this is what you said, and then you said finding a run with that class available can be stressful. Have you gone to the forum and just said, hey, I play Bard, or whatever it is that you like to play? Feel free to say so in chat what you like to play, and say, hey, I'm looking for a run on Saturday afternoon, or Friday night, or whatever, and just try to find a group that you can play with that can do that run. Unless you're talking about only in physical dungeons. So I would suggest trying out VTD. And then for the physical ones, get there early. or with the forum, same thing. Say, hey, at Gen Con or at Game Hall or whatever, I'm available Saturday mornings. Anybody got a spot? I want to play Bard or Fighter or whatever it is that you're having difficulty finding. So that's my suggestion. And if any of that is difficult, just email me and I'll do my best to help you out.
There's a lot of groups that will fold, like in person and on the forums and stuff. And if you say, man, I would really like to play XYZ, they'll like, oh, I can reclass as like the fighter turned into a barbarian and stuff like that. There's a lot of people that'll do it, especially if you're newer and you just have like that small token collection. There's a lot of groups that'll like, I agree. Well, we have a bard, but if you want to be a bard, we'll let you be Bard, and we'll play something else.
So he said, I know, Ashton, I was thinking Rogue as well, but Harry says he likes to play Ranger. I think reaching out in the forums is the way to go. That's my suggestion, and if you have difficulty with that, again, just email me, and I'll help you out. Okay, so Metaphoric Dragon says, I for one love the puzzles, got my ticket for February. Yeah. All the lulls, Trent over here poop talking these great VTDs. What? I'm not sure. I understand. What? Oh, maybe when I was talking about the thing with Jeff. Gift stripes. Hi everyone. Eric can't wait for Rincon. Me too. Raven, my favorite human in the whole wide world. Raven. My favorite human in the whole wide world. It's true. Raven is the humanest human of all humans. Raven has a question. Thank you for watching the show, Raven. Question. Any hints about what the Silver Ship games will be? Uh-oh, John. You started it. You started it. And then? Yep.
Oh. Yep, that's it.
Wow. You heard it here first. I think that's the answer, Raven. Yes. Oh, hugs galore, Raven. Looking forward to seeing you again. Belinda, also another favorite human of mine. Hello, all. Just joined, watching from the Red Line L train in Chicago. Man, I lived in Chicago, loved it, missed the pizza, missed the people. Trying to convince my wife to move there when we retire. Shifty Amish says, "Hey fam, Kusig, there were some issues with the website on the minions on the last room. We assume the ACs on the web were using the last boss's AC of his minions." Did you hear about that, Caitlin?
No, that's the first I'm hearing about issues with the ACs on the minions. The only request I have, and it's the same request I give anytime we have an issue with the app or the website, please send your build to me at cpn@truedungeon.com, because the developers need those builds in order to troubleshoot the issues, figure out where the problem is, and hopefully get a fix in. So until we get the build, there's not a lot we can do.
Awesome.
But I will say that the minions had the same AC as the big boss.
Oh, damn. All right, John, it would be hilarious to have 10 bards going through the dungeon singing Merrily Alarm. Yeah, not for the people in the next room.
You can minor in Bard, I think.
You can, there we go. Maggie says this is where Trent directs Harry to his website. Yeah, that's right. No, I go to the True Dungeon forums. Okay, so Kuzik has a question. What are the thoughts of bumping grind up to 12 people with one of each class in the future to maybe allow for more people to experience it, since tickets tend to sell out very quickly? Who wants that one?
That would be a question for the Canadian that runs it.
Yeah,
Did you say
that's
Canadian?
a question. Yeah.
Paul.
Oh, Paul. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I
for everybody that doesn't know his real name.
Yeah. So he's like the nicest guy. I think he would do it. I think we limit it to 10, because I mean, it's already chaos in there. Like, I'm all for
grind
it.
is just one room. It is a little small. We'd have to build slightly larger to make sure we're at fire code for doing 12. It wouldn't have to be much larger, but a little.
Sounds like a Paul question. Speaking of that, I am hoping, Paul doesn't know this yet, but I think in the beginning of May, I'm hoping to try to connect with Paul and interview him on the show. So sounds like a good question there. Gerald says agree 100% with Trent, or see what else they could work. All right, and Raven thanks you for the clues, John. Very enlightening about the silver ship. Maggie, did you say Second City? Are you talking about Second City in Chicago? I stayed there. And Hep the Dragon says he double majored in Bard and computer science. Garrett Bray has a question. I may be in the minority, but I'm a huge fan of the dungeon puzzles. No, I think a lot of people are. Have there ever been discussions about a reverse grind where the dungeon is all puzzles? Wow. That sounds like a Paul question as well.
I just had a little heart attack.
Yeah. The puzzles take a whole lot longer to do than combat, because John's got to build a room. He's got to do props. We've got to have people in there to move stuff around.
I will say this for the puzzle people. I'm pitching a room to Caitlin for March that has 5 ways to solve it, but we don't know if the DMs can handle 5 puzzles in one room. So you could puzzle yourself silly in March.
So let me speak on behalf of puzzle fans.
So email Caitlin and go, we want 5 solutions to the room.
All of
whether
my
the
DMs are going to be out for John's blood.
So let me speak on behalf of the puzzle people. By the way, I'm not a puzzle person. I like combat, but I think the puzzle people would say, "Hey, that sounds like a you problem. So you fix that you problem." So there you go, puzzle people. I spoke on your behalf.
I'll send you the other 2.
The other 2 people who like puzzles?
No, I'm going to send Caitlin the other 2 solutions to that.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, so trying to catch up here in chat. And Heptadragon, I was thinking the exact same thing that Heptadragon just said. I think what you described as a TD escape room. I was thinking that as well. And Krokinga says to Harry that they run into the same problem who play Barbarian. Forums definitely help. Metaphoric Dragon, question, do you accept impromptu volunteers at Gen Con? I guess, what does impromptu mean? I assume there's a deadline to volunteer at Gen Con. Or ish.
Deadline to volunteer and get volunteer perks is going to be, before we leave to get there. We prefer to have as many volunteers as possible by June 1st at the latest. First round of schedules are going to go out before we get, long before event registration opens. So, but we always have people drop out, and they will wait until the last minute. We actually have somebody whose specific job is to keep an eye on volunteers as they are supposed to be checking in for their shifts, so that we can fill in spots when people no-show.
Yeah, that sucks.
So at Gen Con, if you're willing to give me a couple hours, even if all I have you doing is running around giving breaks, I want you. I want your assistance. You just need to find and talk to us.
Okay, so jumping back in. Maggie, yeah, you're right. Sorry. That means I'm a theater nerd. Second City to me is Second City, the theater. But yes, you're right. Chicago is known as the Second City. Okay, let me try to catch up here. Chris Amir says Paul is awesome. I agree. The Rocket Smith is giving you free names here. Call it True Mind for that crazy puzzle room. Alex says, Harry, that group doesn't have a ranger. Could use one. There you go. See, that's how it works, baby. Spread the love. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up, see if there's more questions. All right, here we have one from a distance from him. Question, what is your favorite rooms that you have made? Ooh. Caitlin, have you made any rooms, technically? If so, do you have a favorite?
Not really.
Okay.
I designed one puzzle for the Tomb of Terror VTDs. That was kind of like my... test to see if I could design a puzzle, and I haven't done one since. That should tell you how well received it was.
Well, there you go. That was your favorite. John, what's your favorite room that you designed?
For in person, I do you remember the shields? The was it 10 or 9 different planes or whatever for the Viking one? We had the shields that had to fit in on the table. Yeah.
I'm gonna say room 3.
Yep.
It was right after you got your traveling NPC.
Yep. Yep.
Doesn't ring a bell, but it sounds like it was a puzzle.
You walked into the room. There was a bunch of scattered shields, and you had to place them. And each shield represented a realm of
what
Helheim.
Year was this?
Last year.
Last summer, yeah.
Oh my God.
See?
It was the puzzle table that you had to fit all 9 shields on, but if you didn't do it in the right order, they wouldn't fit.
I literally don't remember that. That was last year. I have a memory problem.
I'm sorry that I don't remember your favorite puzzle that you designed. I'm so sorry.
No worries. I can't remember what I did yesterday. So.
Okay, cool question. All right, so let me check back in with Chap. Blah blah blah. Multiple different solutions. Kelly Belinky says, Mrs. Trent. Is my wife here? I don't know. Are you watching the show? I don't think she's watching the show. Okay, so Casual has a question. What is the easiest place to reach out to in order to ask questions about volunteering, both for VTD and Gen Con? Dude.
Volunteer at truedungeon.com.
Boom.
Send an email.
Boom. There you go. Literally the person right there to talk to.
I'll probably be the one answering that email. Volunteer at truedungeon.com.
So Kim remembers that room. Gerald says Shield Room and Origins was cool, John. The shields had handles. Origins. Did I not? Maybe I didn't go to Origins. I thought I did go to Origins. Yeah, I did with my wife. Oh man, so sorry. Okay, so PB the Hammer has a question. Has there been any talk about potentially changing things up with VTD in terms of room length, like shortening up training and maybe extending room 7 to 24 minutes, something similar?
We talked a little about maybe shortening training coaching times, but not exclusively. Like, we haven't sat down and go, okay, well, here's the plan and we're going to do this. So not really.
Okay.
When we have a staff meeting, that's one of the things we want to like talk about, because I don't like the VTD guys. For the most part, you guys are regulars, and coaching it's I think it's kind of long. So I agree that we could use that 12 minutes somewhere else. So
yeah, coaching and training could definitely be trimmed down.
Yeah, I have a buddy named Jeff. I call him Pittsburgh Jeff to not confuse him with the other Jeff. He has kids, and the kids, they can't sit there that whole time. So he just does all that stuff by himself. And then once we're about to go to room 1, then the kids join in for VTD, I'm talking about. Looks like a lot of people really love the shield puzzle that they can all remember. Steve, as a live volunteer, I know how long it takes to set up a live TD. How long does it take to set up and get a VTD run together?
To set it up?
It's different. It's a lot different.
There's because there might be an entire room that is just for Drake to actually film one little thing, and then we got to strike that to build an actual puzzle set. So it can be weeks. It sounds weird, but it could be weeks. Like, we're gonna build something next week for Drake to film, and then we got to strike it, and you won't see it until March. So it's
that's understandable.
We filmed Sabella, the NPC that you rescue in Tower of Blood, during the holiday special, and we filmed all of her speaking lines for the January and February VTDs then.
Wow.
So, like, some stuff gets done way ahead of time. Some stuff is down to the wire, depending on if changes get made last minute. Like, for instance, during Tower of Blood, we were supposed to have a live NPC. The plan was written for a live NPC, and then with the storm coming in, we had to pivot at the last minute. And John, I think you guys recorded on Thursday, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
They put John in a costume, stuck him in front of a green screen on Thursday.
There was some feedback during the VTD that, I wish we had a live NPC. We were supposed to, but I was the one that canceled the. I asked Lori and Caitlin to cancel because they were driving from Indiana, I think. So and it would have been
only about a 2-hour drive, but it still would have been through the storm.
And then we weren't sure. We weren't even sure that our own golems could make it. It ended up so bad here that Drake took the 4-wheel drive truck and had to pick up all the golems to get them here on time.
Wow.
So it was pretty gnarly. So
I wondered why there was no live NPC, but now I know. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So I didn't have lines yet, and I'm horrible with lines. So if you see like the little hooded critter in room 6, and it's just like my mouth doing this kind of so anyway,
I saw that.
Yep. So some things are done way in advance, and some things are less than 24 hours before.
Understood.
Or during.
Well, the theater, I mentioned theater before.
Yeah, we pivoted during, too.
Yeah, I mentioned theater before. The theater kids will know that oftentimes you're doing a show and the paint is still wet, so don't touch that thing. And Eric reminds me, yes, you're right, I did buy soap, so I did go to Origins. And Gerald says that we ran with each other at Origins. I remember all that. I just don't remember that stupid shield puzzle that I probably didn't understand. Eric says, I like I do like VTD coaching and training because it gives our group time to catch up before the run. Yeah. Maggie says you could definitely shorten coaching in VTD now. I love how the character data was sent to the DM automatically, this VTD, which was really cool.
We are all so grateful for that being implemented because it is so much easier on every DM.
Yeah, that was a great feature. Kuzik says that barbarians aren't known for their puzzle solving. I agree. But speaking of puzzle solving, why don't we get to... That was a great... I didn't think that we'd be doing that many questions up front, but, you know, I think we were having fun and learning cool stuff. Boys and girls, it is now time for the Tower of Blood Riddle Reveal. First, we're going to cut to Caitlin, and Caitlin's going to actually play the intro to Tower of Blood. Take it away, Caitlin.
I'm going to start with the module introduction. We're going to roll that right into room 1, so you guys will be able to see this exactly as players did in-game.
Weary of constant world saving, your party of adventurers has put down temporary roots in the city of Shyport. You've filled your days with easy jobs, and your nights with the ale and hearty foods of the local taverns. The longer you stay in one place, however, the more you long for a good quest. Your party is on their way back to the city after escorting a caravan of merchants through the Rustspike Mountains when you spot a trail you've never seen before. Perplexed by the unfamiliar path on a route you've traveled so often, you consult your map. Where the trail and valley should exist, the map shows only mountainous wilderness. Your hearts begin to pound at the prospect of a new adventure, and you barely hesitate before striking out down the trail. It winds down the mountainside towards the valley below. As you come to a ridge with a good view of the valley, you spot a tower below at the edge of the woods. Your eyes are drawn to a bit of ruckus at the edge of the forest. It doesn't look like that woman is a willing guest. Ever heroic, your party swiftly returns to the trail, doubling your speed as you plan to mount a rescue. Your party quickly follows the winding trail down the side of the mountain. The base of the tower is only a few hundred yards ahead when you hear a vicious snarl. A small pack of wolves has decided you are easy prey and surrounds your group. Roll for initiative.
Very cool. All right, so that was the intro, and it dove us right into room 1. But before I show the next thing I'm going to show you, I wanted to show you this screen here. This is what the Dungeon Masters see. I mean, look at all of this insanity. So please think of your Dungeon Masters and all the work that they're doing. And this was one of the more difficult rooms. Room 7 was even worse with a zillion things to play and to juggle. So I just thought that might be a nice little behind the scenes thing to see. So with Tower of Blood, where did this idea come from? Was it Jeff, and then you guys had to fill in all the blanks? How did Tower of Blood come to be? Let's start there.
Definitely Jeff. This one he seemed to have the most attachment to. This in actually February, when we were talking it out. Everything else he gave us very bare bones details. But for this he knew, like, he wanted it to be a wizard's tower and that there was going to be stuff going on at the top and they'd have to move their way up through the tower.
Cool. Got it. Very classic. Raven says that they really enjoyed the wolf pack. Yeah, the wolf pack was very cool. I think for everyone who has played, it'd be interesting to hear if anyone who's watching the show right now did not play. Let me know in chat if you did not play. But for everyone who did play, I think it was kind of a cool feature that we couldn't, at least in my opinion, we could not figure out who the leader of the pack was. It was just too much, mass mayhem here with the wolf pack. I thought that was a really cool feature. At the bottom there, you'll see all the stats. So this is something that normally people don't get to see. I remember one time I think at the beginning of the VTDs, I think they used to show this. I don't know if that was just some dungeon masters who did and some who didn't. But look at the difference between the mythic numbers.
Yeah, initially combat stats were required. Dungeon masters were supposed to show them every time. And then I forget why it was that Dan changed his mind on that, but it came around to, okay, well, we're not going to require them, but they're always there. And that continues to be the case. We do not require dungeon masters to show them anymore, but they are always available in the OBS package.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you guess at that number 40 there?
Yeah, that was, let's see, room 1 armor class. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I could hit in this room. I forgot what room I couldn't hit in. Again, if you have any questions, throw them in chat. Looks like we have one here. Yeah, Steve, he also agrees. Steve was with me playing Mythic. It was perfect. And Gerald liked the separate enemies. John has a question. Did any party pull out a grappling hook and rope to scale the tower?
If parties tried, and I know I had at least one DM message, hey, what do I do? Because they're asking about this. And the decision we got to was that you throw up a grappling hook and the bandits up top laugh at you and immediately release it.
That's cool. That's cool. Love it.
Yeah, you can absolutely try and cheese around the entire dungeon, but you're just going to get pushed right back into doing the fights.
Got it. That's not a funnel. That's you're doing it wrong. You're having fun wrong. All right, let me try to catch here. The kids behind. Okay, so Maggie, who plays with the kids sometimes, the kids befriended 2 wolves. The wizard petted them with their rod of focus. And Eric loves doing double strike, so he liked this room. Squirrelwitch, Sun and Moon, so that's who I think the wolves ended up being named. Gerald says grappling hook wouldn't be practical as the bad guys could have cut the ropes or see, Gerald agrees. And Kuzik likes to remind me that I missed in the last 2 combat rooms. Okay, I remember now. Son of a biscuit. Shifty Amish says, hey y'all, little wizard just cheered that someone remembers the wolflet names. Okay. And Cam says that she lucked out and randomly hit the pack leader. That's cool. That was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I played a bunch. Each weekend I play, a bunch, 10 plus. So I at least in some of those, I hit the pack leader. All right, so that was room 1. You defeat the wolves. Is there anything else that either of you would like to say about room 1 or anything? No, all right.
Other than, I mean, it's room 1. It's a simple combat.
Hopefully, yeah, it's multiple critters, so hopefully everybody enjoyed having like multiple targets, and
yeah, I think it was a kind of a more dynamic room 1 than what we usually see. Usually it's a semi-simple combat or a team-based puzzle, which I really like though, because I don't want to say force, but it encourages teamwork in room 1 to set the tone for the rest of the dungeon, especially for people who might not know each other. All right, so let's jump to, once you defeat the wolves, let's jump to the next part going into room 2.
Brushing off the remnants of your battle with the wolves, your party approaches the tower. Unfortunately, the bandits pulled the rope they used to climb the tower up after them, leaving you with no choice but to try and open the tower's heavy door.
Okay, cool. So there was no video there because this is where the golem was kind of like walking you through and showing you this room. So this room is a classic true dungeon room. You can't get past this barrier, right? This door or whatever. And these are images that the Dungeon Master would have had access to when reading the module. So let's, before we get to those images, let's look at the scroll that is shared with the group. In Craven's land are known to roam, beast of old, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You guys can read that, or you already read it. And then there is a little table with some tools. John, what's going on here? What are these tools or objects here?
So yeah, if you kind of read the note, you would, I think, hopefully, put 2 and 2 together and know that somehow those have to affix to the door, and they might have something to do with the photos that were on the door. So. Except for the silver arrowhead there, I think Troy smashed all that stuff out for me. So, yep, all that's handcrafted by Troy. So.
Wow, I wish I could interview Troy one day. He's too shy. And then you said there were images on the door, so these are all of those images. And speaking of the door, here's a picture of when they were playtesting that door. And then, so we have to take these objects here and sling them from, what was it, birth, or like the start of whatever the thing was. And then, is that actually here? Let's see. Blah, 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 open the gate.
Yeah, and then I think it was.
Yeah, birth, source of life. To what they become, and then source of strife. So those 4 steps there for each of these things to match each of these pictures on this door. And then so you end up, you can see here the different chains of where they begin and where they end. And actually, why don't I go here? Let me zoom in on one of these here. Give me a second here. So, do you remember, John, what these were at the top here? I think it started with the bite, right?
Bite, then up I believe was
the moon.
Moon, and then he turned into a werewolf.
Yep.
And then there was a stack of
silver coins. Yep,
silver
exactly.
coins, I think, over in the corner.
Yep. That's exactly right. And then, so that is how that looked. And this is what the solve was. So we just looked at that first solve there. So it went from bite, moon, werewolf to coins. And then, let me go back to, let me zoom in here a little bit. So bite, moon, werewolf, coins. And then the next one, let's see here.
I think of the vampire.
Yeah, so making a vampire, got to live off the blood, turn into a vampire, and he like the sun. Right?
Yeah, I think garlic or something would have been kind of cheesy, or holy water. I don't know. So wait, that one would, I don't know. Yeah.
So let's go. Let me look at the blue one now. What was the blue one? So the blue one started with the bite.
I think that was the controversial one that a lot of people. There are different ways. Every genre has its own way of zombies. So I went with what's like more pop culture, and because
you went with
of that,
Romero zombies.
Yeah, and we used the rogue clue or the rogue hint hinted at dark magic and stuff like that. Like that's one way to, I guess, make a zombie. So we used
corpse, dark magic,
in the rogue clue. Yeah, to eliminate that option. So basically, it was forcing people to go with my version of zombies. So if it threw you off that a zombie is caused by a bite, I apologize, but yeah, that was the.
Got it. That's
hopefully people had fun.
Yeah, the Walking Dead zombie is what that was. So then goes to body parts, then there's a zombie, and I guess it gets crushed with a hammer. Is that how that works?
Yep, you gotta. Yeah.
Got
So
it.
it
destroy the brain.
Yep.
All right, and then we have kind of a Frankenstein's monster, flesh golem.
Yep. So some body
yeah,
parts.
So yeah, here's the flesh golem, right?
Yep. If you know how he was made,
Right.
there's electricity.
So it starts with the body parts there on the left, and then it goes electricity, then he turns into that, and his strife is fire.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care for fire.
Yeah. So then that is how this riddle reveal worked. Are there any questions about this particular dungeon / puzzle, etc. From the chat? Any questions?
When you solved it, I think you got like an ominous note that appeared that might have said some bad guy's name or something. Or
Yes, the magic of the door formed letters in front of your eyes.
Yeah. Didn't it say like
this image here? This is kind of a behind the scenes. So this is what Caitlin gets from the workshop to write into the module is stuff like this. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to you? It's perfectly clear to us. Look, it's sticky notes everywhere.
Yeah, it's super clear. Oh my God.
Your write-ups are really good. They're easy to interpret for the most part. I just occasionally have a moment where I'm like, what the hell does he mean by this?
Oh, wow. That's funny. Let me check in with chat to see if there's any questions. A lot of people love this puzzle. Michael says this was probably their favorite puzzle. Very cool. Origin source become in vain. Yep. The rogue hint threw us off here. Yeah, I agree. When I first saw the rogue clue, I was like, oh, okay, well, let's do the rogue clue, but that was wrong. Yeah, and the spider and scarecrow, I think there was some swapping here. Quizboy loves the riddle reveal. He used to go all the riddle reveal seminars at Gen Con back in the day. Yeah, those were cool. And Ashton says it called us a coward. What? Who called you a coward? Kuzik also liked this one. Yeah, this was a very fun puzzle. So let's jump to room 3, shall we?
Following the advice of the projection at the door, you enter the tower as cautiously as you can. The guardian she warned you of is not difficult to spot. An elemental has been bound in the center of the room, and it is looking directly at you.
Intruders! You are not welcome here. Leave now or face my wrath.
John, you were trying to say something that.
Oh, I just wanted to give a shout out to Miss Hallie, who was our spectral guardian ghost kind of person. That she was out in December for the Grunnell's holiday special and suited up and brought all extra costumes and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted to say a thank you to her for playing all the parts throughout this adventure here. So.
Oh yeah. She was a great NPC. Yeah, very cool. Yep. Good shout out. All right, so this is something that would not have been known to players if they didn't play more than one day. If you played Friday, there was a Friday monster. Now, Caitlin, what can you tell us about this Friday monster?
So on Friday, when they first enter the room, the elemental is an air elemental with sonic damage being dealt, at least as far as they can tell.
Very, very cool. And so if there was something different on Friday, there was something different on Saturday. So when I saw this on Saturday, I thought, wait, what's going on? I thought it was really cool. So what happened on the Saturday monster?
On Saturday, it begins as a cold elemental instead of air elemental and dealing cold damage.
By the way, my group, I believe, we thought that Fridays was cold. And at first I thought, oh, well, maybe they just made this image better as cold. but then that wasn't the case, especially when I saw the Sunday monster, which was this one here. What about the Sunday monster?
Lightning elemental.
Yeah, the lightning elemental. I thought that was really, really cool, and I love like the different phases. Or you can do something and then you pick this up and there's a potion. You drink it. Let's see what happens. I love like when there's kind of like more to do, and this is one of those rooms. When you finished phase 1, you went into phase 2, and he turns into this guy. And who's what are we looking at here?
The fire elemental, which is his true form, his actual form.
I thought that was a very cool little piece that he had a true form. I also really like this intro personally. I thought it was a great beginning. The door opened and you walked in and there's this thing, and now there's this guard who's guarding the door. You can kind of imagine they've been trapped there a century or who knows how long. And I also like that it tied in to what we'll see soon. He needs to be freed. So I thought that was a really nice little touch there. Again, if there's any questions, let us know in chat. And people are agreeing that Haley is great. And Kuzik says, "We're the kids." I agree. They were amazing. Let me see. Yeah, so all right, looks like other people, you guys are chatting together, forming up groups. Love it. Quizboy says, "Hey, Haley was on our run, so we had the video of Haley as well as the live PC Haley." She probably could have given you hints. All right, so before we move on to the next room, I want to remind everyone about the live giveaways. If you haven't heard yet, at the end of the show, I do a free drawing, but in order to win, you must be present during the drawing, and you also must respond in chat if I call your name. If I say, "Hey, Bob, you won," in chat, Bob needs to go, "That's me," and that's how we give away the prize. If you're not there, I'm moving on to the next person. In order to, all you have to do to sign up is click the pinned link in chat, and then you will be entered. Okay, so that was the, let me click this and click this. All right, so that is the room, the end of room 3. Caitlin, can you take us into room 4?
I can. I'm actually going to start us in the transition room between 3 and 4.
Cool.
We did something a little different this time, and we put the Elementals concession video in the transition room instead. Kind of save space.
Love it.
Wait. Please, enough. You are mighty warriors, and I do not wish to see my life end for a wizard's whims. I beg of you, return me to my home plane instead.
It seems the elemental you fought is not a willing guardian for this tower. They've asked you to return them to their home plane, rather than battling to the death.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I don't know if I realized that was, those two were connected that way. That's kind of a nice touch. And so let's see. Looks like people love the room. So Folarin, what problems did you have? Let's because this is the time to ask. Unless you're just saying it was difficult. All right, Kim has a question. How much a run through do the DM get of the module prior to VTD weekends?
So ideally, they'd have the module for bare minimum a week. That doesn't always happen. We'd like to get it out to them as early as possible. We do a play test where we kind of walk them through, and they are having the story explained to them and stuff. And we usually try to get some test rolls in and stuff on the app and website as well when we're doing that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So the goal is as early as possible. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay. All right. I won't tell you what Kim said in chat, but she said that she's not a fan of this puzzle. But I'm not going to tell you that. Steve, Caitlin, 20 different fire sources. Really? I'm adding because I remember the pain. It was fun having to remember them all. We'll get to that part. Fullerin says, wasn't clear once you got past the first part who would qualify for the second part. Had clear numbers to hit one day, none the second day. Which one are you talking about, Fullerin? Things would work one day and not the other. Are you talking about like technical issues? I think Fullerin was having some issues. But let's talk about this puzzle. So in this puzzle, can you walk us through, John? This
Sure.
puzzle here, I think, let me first pull up this here while you kind of walk us through.
Okay, so
Well, I don't mean for you to read this. I mean, I'm just pulling this for people to read while you explain the puzzle to us.
basically you got to send the fire elemental back to his home plane, and the only way to do that is to kind of kill him off and then feed him really, really hot. So I knew that there was a combat coming up after this, so this is also a mini resource drain. It's just the second part where you're feeding him, that was staggered by like people who were on normal, almost everything you needed was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But then people that were doing nightmare or mythic or epic or whatever, I was gonna make you burn up some resources to
Right.
You're playing nightmare, you're playing epic, you
Right.
need to bring some tokens to the table. And if you were, I don't have tokens, you could do other things. I mean, I think one of the DMs took a bard song of Hunka Hunka Burnin' Love and counted that as a fire source. So
Sure.
Is that
I mean,
Paul?
there was like you could do it easy with tokens or spells, but you could role play. I'm sure I saw a lot of different things get churned through during the show. So I guess I don't know what else to say about it.
Well, let's
go
walk
ahead
through
and,
the puzzle. So the first thing we had to do, so this is fire. Ignore the little clickies there and pretend like it's on fire. So this was the first thing we had to do, right? We had to extinguish this, right?
Yes. So
Right.
using the 4 pillars of elements that were there, you needed to put them on the coals in the correct order. So like if you've ever dumped a bunch of water on a hot surface, you know that turns into steam. So our golem in there, if he wasn't fumbling or whatever, could like shoot some steam at you. So if you dump the water,
So here's the
directly
water
on the coals,
Yep.
you would burn the whole party. So if you use the dirt right away, you would
Here's the earth one. Yep.
suffocate it and almost kill the fire elemental who's trying to get back to his home plane.
So
you
those
didn't
two
wanna
were
use
the
that.
wrong first step.
Correct.
Meaning the correct first step was
To use the magical bag of winds from SpongeBob. So
I was confused by this. I was like, how is there air in there? I was just like, oh, okay, magic. That's the answer. So air was first on the fire.
yes. So what you wanted to do, according to the scroll, was to spread the coals. So the only way to spread coals and not
And not
that I
touch
could
everything,
think of,
right?
and not touch them.
Yeah, you couldn't touch the
was
pedicles. Yeah.
You blow on them. So I don't want to. I shouldn't say this, but my daughter was able to figure this out. So she's 10 years old. I was like, how do you move these things right here? if they're hot? He's like, I would just blow on them. And I was like, exactly. So hopefully this.
Well, your
doesn't heat
family's
up.
smarter than us, okay? So, all right, you guys have smart
Of course
genes.
she is. She's already got a promising career as an actor.
I know.
Yeah. So hopefully the party after one mess up would realize one of these other. I mean, you knocked your chances down to picking the right one pretty substantially if
So
you threw dirt or.
we take the air, we put it on the fire. That's that step. What's the next step?
Then
Correct
you would
step.
douse it. According to the scroll, you would douse it with water.
then it's time
a
for
little bit
water.
of water from from the
Right, because we got to bring it down to the brink of death, right?
Yep.
And then
and then a little bit of dirt, a little bit of earth. So
Right.
the last elements.
And then the next part was quenched and covered
Now you
steals
got-
its breath. Then feed the beast, and then you had to feed that fire thing a certain number of fire pieces, and each of the levels had different requirements. Was like 6, 10, 15, 20, and then mythic had like
So
30 or
we
something.
had normal was 6, hardcore 8, nightmare 12, epic 16, and mythic 20.
20, okay. So that meant somebody was burning a fireball. So you're right. There was some resource happening there. All right. So any questions about this room? Let me check here. 20 wasn't clear. Glad the DM. Oh my God, the rocket is being naughty. Acoustic. What did I want to use? I don't remember. Gruntle stalking worked one day. Oh, it didn't work the second day. That's funny. What were the items in the room we could use? So yes, you are right.
So if you look right there,
in the upper left, yeah.
Yep. So you got some parchment. So that would be 1 point. You
Yep.
could use that.
So there's parchment. So that would have been one of the sources. And then
in the other corner,
in this corner here, it's a hair hard to see, but in that corner,
in that basket, yep, there's some coal.
Yeah, there was coal there.
Yep. And then directly behind, or I guess, can you bring up the dirt photo or the earth photo? I think you can see the torches
behind the
back there.
earth photo. There were torches.
Yeah, barely. You can see the torches back there, so you could have used those.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true.
And
You can see the scrolls here, and you can even see the coal even better here.
Yep.
And then the other one you could see, another source was
There's a
candles.
bunch of, yep. So that so for a normal party, they should have only had to come up with a tinder twig and flint and steel or some. Yeah, they could have easily. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we get a lot of feedback that says Nightmare didn't feel like Nightmare, so I was determined to make a puzzle that would make the next combat feel like a combat. So
Cool.
I was back and forth with Caitlin the whole weekend. I was like, "Hey, people are using like liquids that humans could drink. Make the DM stop that." So if a rum potion worked the day before and it didn't work the next day, I apologize, but you guys were kind of gaming it a little bit, like
Gamers gaming? Come on.
Yeah. It's an element. It's an elemental. You got to throw some serious fire at it to get it to its home plane. So.
Got it. It's magic. All right, let me try to catch up and chat. Yeah, the Gruntle stalking worked one day but didn't the other day. That's why.
It shouldn't have worked any day.
Yeah, I know.
I don't wear. Yeah, Gruntle doesn't wear like clothes that could burst into flame. He knows better. He's a baker.
All right, so were we able to use the moss on the wall one day and not the second? Oh, we were, they're saying. Okay. Kevin, hello, welcome. We even tried using my axe to chop wooden boards off the wall, but the DM said no.
Well, the scroll hint specifically says don't use wood. So
Right, that's true. It does say that right here. Don't use wood. Don't use.
Because I knew what you guys would do. I knew what you guys would do. And I think I sent Caitlin a note. I was like, anybody that polymorphs into a fire elemental and tries giving it a hug or whatever, that should be instant death. And she was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's kill him off."
That was in your original write-up. Was druid polymorphing into a fire elemental will be sucked into the plane of fire and instantly killed.
Yeah, I think that happened on one of our runs, if I'm not mistaken. Whoever's in chat who might have been with me, I think one of our people died and we had to res them. So that sucked out the res spell right there from resources. I
just want to I'm because of the feedback from you guys, I read all the feedback. So people at the end of their runs, I read everything. And if you tell me that Nightmare didn't feel like Nightmare, or Epic didn't feel Epic, you're going to see more and more serious zaps in puzzle rooms, because I kind of, yeah. So
Great.
just fair warning.
Yeah.
Fair warning.
Steve, I know, love that. And speaking of, okay, so let me try to catch up here. The room 4 makes sense. Steve says it did. So yeah, I think one of our groups, the Druid, he go boom. Maggie was smart, changed the magic missile to fire, then used mech on it. Nice. Flaming ammo was handy, very cool. Steve says room 4 makes sense now. Couldn't figure out why it was getting hot enough. Great puzzle, now that you know. Oh, Kuzik, I remember that. That is not safe for work. That was kind of funny though, Kuzik.
Now I'm curious.
I'll tell you later. Not safe for YouTube. Oh man, that was kind of funny. Okay, Caitlin, you got to remind me to tell you.
Okay.
Okay, so Starlit Foxcard says, "Oh, this puzzle was absolutely insane." And Alex says, "If you're on Discord or on the forums, hit me up." Okay, good. I love it. You guys rocking and rolling. Nightmare was definitely more challenging this time, says Kevin. All for the loves. Issue with this puzzle is that a brand new player would not be able to solve this. Well,
yeah, I believe they could, as long as they had a caster in their party.
Yeah. So,
so
a dungeon master, all for the loves, and I think other people who might not know this, especially with new groups, a dungeon. I've seen this because I've been on with. I love doing new runs with new people. The dungeon masters, they're told, and they will do it, I think, even instinctively, to kind of help people if they're struggling, especially if they're new. But at a certain level, Nightmare, Epic, they're not giving you any help. So
the instruction that I give to our virtual DMs is if they are on normal or hardcore and they seem to be struggling, it's okay to hint a little bit. But if you are playing on Nightmare difficulty or above, DMs are told don't give you any assistance.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, and I've seen it live, but I hear you, all for the lows.
So
go ahead.
I know. I'm sorry. I
No,
know
don't say sorry. Go for it.
The kid run probably saw their parents. Maybe, I don't know, but they instinctively knew to catch the thing on fire. At the end of it, they were like, "Hey, who amongst us has a way to start a fire or whatever?" So, I think some people just get locked into a certain way of thinking, and it's funny to see like some people like solved it like super quick.
Yeah, I hear you.
One thing I've noticed since we took over is a lot of people go into certain puzzles expecting very much Jeff logic and Jeff style puzzle creation, and now that they're getting something different, it really trips them up.
Yeah. All for the lows. I'm not necessarily saying this about you specifically, but I know for me, if I'm not a huge fan of puzzles, that's why I play Barbarian. But one thing I have noticed, especially with a full group, is each of the people that come to the table will often bring something different to the table. I get to help on one puzzle every 2 years when they're using token images. So, because I know all those. So I get to contribute, once every 2 years. But there are people who are really good with Greek mythology or all the Thor stuff, like All Father. Like I grew up, Southern Georgia. We didn't have books, so I learned nothing. So all this stuff is new to me, but a lot of other people actually know stuff. So that's why I think a group really working together, you'd be surprised. Like usually somebody's really great at math. I suck at math. So, but anyway, it's all about having fun, and that's what is most important. Yeah.
Once in a while, it's the exact opposite, though. You'll see one person taking everybody with them down the wrong path, even though other people are saying the right answer. And it's kind of funny to watch. You're like, we're sitting there watching, and you could just like Dude, if you guys just would have listened to the quiet person who had the right answer, yeah, it's funny.
Never fails to.
Yeah, group dynamics are hilarious to watch on our end. Like, yeah, I'm gonna teach
Hilarious,
you guys
but
how to
also
do
a
this.
little painful.
That's an interesting little tidbit of info. I told you we're getting a peek behind the
But-
curtain. Let's move on.
Hopefully, everybody's having fun. That's the
That's what I
goal
said.
there,
That's
so.
number one. Yeah, I agree. Let's move on to room 5. Can you show us that intro, Caitlin?
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, though you rushed to close the portal as quickly as you could, you were not fast enough. Malevolent spirits have pushed their way onto this plane. Defeat them quickly before they escape.
And we also had a lovely addition to this intro from
They're not
Hallie.
spirits. These are nasty entities that will wreak havoc on this world if they are allowed to escape.
Very cool. If I'm not mistaken, isn't the ghastly creature on the left Hallie's child? Right? And speaking of ghastly creature, the one on the right, isn't that one of your children, John?
Yeah, I believe so.
They are an incredible pair. I recognize them each time. And they've done, what, 6 VTDs by now, if not more? Usually as a pair.
Well, this was technically their third.
Oh, okay. Maybe,
they've
well,
done
I run a lot of runs.
2
So
holiday specials.
maybe it felt like 6 because I do so many runs. This was absolutely one of my favorite runs. So in the previous favorite rooms. In the previous room, you had to set this elemental free, and he said make sure to close the portal quickly, but of course you don't close it quick enough, and these 2 planar spirits come out, and I thought these combat animations were just unbelievably awesome. Let me check in with the chat. Mike says the malevolent spirits are just the worst. And yes, it was
They're
tough.
brutal.
Belinda says she loves the kid NPCs. They're so good. I agree. And Steve, I'm not going to say anything about that yet. But let's see if are there any cool video animations that happen with this room? If so, could you show us some?
Oh, definitely. Let's start out with these spirits can do a frightful gaze attack.
Uh-oh. Sweet. All right. What else do we got here in this room?
Oh, let's see. And then they can do a possession. Get a little of John's youngin' coming in with the possession.
So you
That
had
video continues for a good long time.
yeah. So you had to roll a save there, I think, to not be possessed, right?
Yes, it was a will save to avoid possession, and possession lasted for different durations and caused different damage depending on your difficulty level.
Wow. And I know there's at least 1 or 2 more to go, right? Can you show us what's next?
Oh yeah, they had a joint attack. They're a mischievous maelstrom.
Yeah, I love this one. Super cool.
When we first workshopped that combat, there was a lot of talk about, oh well, we'll throw a flat rate box in there and that can be getting flung around the room. We ended up going against that just to keep it,
Yeah,
keep
the immersion I think
but-
is a better choice. I agree. And then I think there's one more when you defeat them, right?
Yeah, so one spirit always had to die before the other. All of our success videos involve just one of them. So this is the right spirit being the last to die.
And there's a little success thing, which was really cool. That's a new little success thing this year. Yeah.
Drake remade a whole lot of stuff for us this year, and he did a phenomenal job on that combat, because all of that, the girls were filmed with a green screen, and he just pulled them right into this and made this amazing looking combat.
I absolutely love this room. This was just, one of my favorites for sure. So yeah,
I do have a behind the scenes thing. So
lay
like,
it on us.
so the girls' hair like that is because we didn't want to muck up their faces and stuff like that, because my daughter had a concert after filming that I had to run her to for school, so she didn't want to like be at school with a bunch of like nightmare makeup on. So instead, we just like kind of wet their hair and like made them girls from the Ring and stuff like that. So
Samara.
yeah,
That's a cool little tidbit of info. Yeah, I love it. Love the little behind the scenes tidbit. All right, so again, if anybody in chat has any questions, and don't forget to click the pinned link if you want to enter into the drawing at the end. Oh, and the thing I always forget, like and subscribe. Wherever the like and subscribe thing is, please do that. Spread the love of True Dungeon. All right, so that was a super, super fun room. And then let's jump to room 6. How's our intro looking for that?
After climbing up a winding staircase, you find yourselves in a room filled with strange instruments and gleaming laboratory equipment. Before you can examine anything too closely, the assistant the magical projection mentioned shuffles into view.
Now, this room has the NPC that we spoke about that was supposed to be live.
Well now, been a long time since we've had any visitors. You here to finally do something about those squatters up top? You're definitely in the right place to get up there. The Starcraft-powered elevator is the only way to access the rooftop observatory. I could just turn it on for you, but the truth is that I haven't had cause to start it up for a while now, and I'm not sure I remember how. Why don't you take a look at the manual and see if you can figure it out? Might even be entertaining to watch. Or you might find some other way to entertain me behind that stone door. It's boring in this tower with no one to talk to.
That was cool. All right, so this, as you saw, was a choice to go either puzzle or combat. So what can you tell us about this puzzle? Where did this puzzle come from, et cetera, et cetera?
I think that, this okay. So I originally pitched like a lever, kind of like you're shifting gears in a car or something like that. Yeah. So, but the mechanics. Me and Troy and I were trying to play with it so that it would like stay, and it didn't work out. So we just did these little cog things, and then it was the original version of it was I had to like soften it a little bit because I think this was way too hard. Like
it was a lot.
It was like a,
it's a lot.
It was a lot. And what was supposed to happen, and I think it did on some of the groups, but if you put one in the wrong place, the stone door opened and it showed this guy here. And then if you put another one in the wrong place, so it forced you into a combat.
Yeah, that happened to us one time.
Did it?
That wound up being difficulty dependent.
Right. Yeah.
Because with the numbers, there was no way that I could make that work numerically with lower difficulties. So normal and hardcore got a pure puzzle combat choice. Nightmare could choose initially, but if they had so many mistakes, then they triggered the combat. And the number of mistakes you could make got less and less as you increased to epic and then to mythic.
Yeah, I think we made one mistake and we were attacked. So maybe that was on our mythic run.
On mythic, yeah, that's how it went.
Yeah, one of our mythic runs.
My my original version of that puzzle, you all would have made a mistake, and it would have been a combat right off the bat. And we get feedback that the split rooms, everybody likes the option because you look at your resources and what you have left, and if you're feeling good, you can go fight. If not, I mean, some people like the puzzle, so we softened it a little bit. So I know it's a lot on there, but it's just kind of giving you instructions, and it's
you basically need to kind of write down the order and then do the other scroll.
A lot of people just like laid them out just like they're right there in the right order, and then solved it like really fast and got to do combat or
we did that too. We would solve it fast, and then we also did combat.
And then this combined with, we were supposed to have a live NPC that would have been like messing with you and stuff like that. I had to make it a little bit easier than what it was. So, but hopefully, I know it was kind of silly, but hopefully everybody had fun and got to see this guy here. And
We'll show him in a second. So this was the answer here. It wasn't too difficult, I think, once you figured out how to do it. So it was kind of a timing and figuring it out and not making too many mistakes to get attacked. All right, let me check in with chat here. Jeff says the Mythic AC was rough. I agree. I know I needed to up the game here. And Kuzik reminds me that this is where I started to miss every shot. I think it was at Mythic. Thank you very much. Alex loved this puzzle. And Kuzik is going to have to start running Gruno as his sidekick and use the +3 strength potion. I do need to get my head up. But Matt is laughing at us all. Matt's group just breezed through this one. And then Folarin, we did the same thing. We did the puzzle quick and then the monster. So someone else did that. Krakinga says at the end of room 1, our druid hit the tower with lightning, so the golem was already activated when we entered. We went right to combat. LOL, no option to do puzzle. That's funny. That's a good dungeon master to remember that.
Yeah, I don't know who that DM was, but they're on
point.
But
A+,
If Krakinga, if you remember who your dungeon master was, let us know in chat. Shifty Amish, the fact that you guys offer a choice, effectively giving yourselves double the work, is awesome, and I always appreciate seeing that. I also commend the choice rooms, whether they be physical, go this way, go or that way. I think those are just super cool. It kind of, especially for someone like myself who loves to replay it. So it's very, very cool. Now, speaking of replaying, if you did the puzzle, here's the answer. There was also a combat. So show us the intro to combat, Caitlin, pretty please.
Well, now, been a long time.
Right.
After climbing up,
Turn all these off, and then we can start up our combat loop. Keep quiet.
So there's a little flesh golem that that you either chose to do or made too many mistakes. Oh, and there's his arm. This was incredible. This was clearly Jeff's love of the old-timey monsters. Super, super, super cool monster. I thought, this is just my opinion, I thought it fit the story really well. That level of going up the tower, it's just kind of a home run here. This room was really great. Now, speaking of great, I believe there are some animations here that come with this flesh golem. Can you show us, please?
I can. So this guy had 2 attacks. The first was a haymaker.
So
and then
great.
His second attack was his temper tantrum, which was an AoE.
Nice. So raise your hand in chat if you freaking freaked out when that thing started moving, because clearly it's an animatronic that's just hanging out on the wall. Feel free to raise your hand twice if you freaking freaked out. Anybody else? Anybody else freaked out?
We got some people with.
I was muted and my camera was hidden. I'm glad nobody was looking at me do that.
It was fun to watch this on Friday, because that's like the first people getting to see it. It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
And on Friday, it's extra fun because sometimes you can jump scare a DM who hasn't done enough prep.
Yep.
That's great. So, should we reveal how this effect happened? I'll let you guys decide that.
I mean, it was Drake. Drake just he's got like another program that, yeah, it can take a still and add in frames. So, I mean.
Okay, so Drake.
I think it's all Drake.
All right.
Yeah, he pulled in. I know he filmed the loop, the combat loop that we use that just has the monster kind of side to side moving his hands. And then he fed that into whatever program it is he works on to get a different kind of animation out of.
It reminds me of, if anybody knows Star Wars and the in the first movie, where this is just like a small batch of frames, and then they just like loop them, and that's kind of what's going on. It's like going forward and then So.
It was great. I mean,
but I think it's just weird enough that it's hopefully surprised some folks. So
there's no way that anyone just sat there and didn't move. I mean, I'm not saying they had to jump back, but I cannot imagine anyone not having some type of reaction. A little jolt or something. Incredible. An amazing little effect, and the chat is full of hands being raised, by the way. Speaking of chat,
while you're going to questions, I'm just gonna say, like, the actual puzzle table that was in that room,
mm-hmm.
That's actually a door from Lori's chicken coop. So we recycled that, just so everybody knows. That's Lori's chicken coop door.
Oh, that's crazy.
Reduce,
well, there you go.
Recycle.
Behind the scenes information.
Troy and I are pack rats, and we like anything that we can like reuse. We try, like, so this, I think that was from 2 dungeons ago or something. So yeah, we're pack rats here. We try reusing as much stuff as we can. So,
that's smart.
Just a little side note, since we're peeling the curtain back.
Yeah, love it. All right, so let me check here. Kraginga doesn't remember the Dungeon Master's name, newer DM, and even with OBS giving him issues, he never lost his enthusiasm, creativity. By the way, it's
TK. That one's definitely TK.
Inga. Okay, CRC Inga. Thank you. So, Cover Stealing Badger, love the thematic graphics so far. Like the stained glass look, Roman numerals. The bat for the 6-minute mark. Oh yeah, the bat for the 6-minute mark was great. The Gothic arches and the gargoyle. I agree. So I'm going to practice CRC Inga. Thank you. The halftime bat rules. Belinda also liked that. So lots of hands here. And other people, looks like they did both of them, puzzle and the fight, which is great. Acoustic says Drake is the magic wizard. Clearly that's why he has so many magic items named after him. That's right.
Yes.
Raven seconds what Covenant Stealing Badger said. Love the graphics, the themes. And Kim has a suggestion for a future monster. Fire-breathing chicken, since you're using a chicken door. Fire-breathing chicken, future TD monster. And
writing it down.
Mike says, as a home haunted house designer, I appreciate that. Reduce, reuse, reanimate. Very cool.
That sounds like a t-shirt logo.
Yeah, I do. It does like that. Belinda also likes that you guys reuse and repurpose. And Salsa John says that door would be a great augmentation on an auction. To have a door from Lori's chicken coop. And Kusik, I agree with you. Popeye's chicken is delicious. Let's move on to the final room.
Before we do, Trent,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Can I
Shoot. Of course. You can anything.
real quick, since everybody is talking about liking the imagery, the frame that we're using for this year's VTD was actually made by one of our volunteers. If any of you have had
cool.
Cassie as a DM in VTD, she did this whole frame. None of it's AI. It's all stock images and stuff that she purchased and then combined together to make that beautiful frame. So,
Cool.
and she is working on the numbers, the stained glass numbers. We had a few people say were hard to read, so she's adjusting the colors on them just to make them pop up a little.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. So, yeah, I'm zooming in on kind of like the frame here. The cool dragon edge. Yeah. And that was Cassie. That's cool.
Yep.
And let me try to zoom in on this section here. Awesome. Very cool. All right, so let's jump to the intro between 6 and 7.
The elevator rises steadily up from the laboratory to the top of the tower. You find yourselves in a round room filled with bandits. The woman you saw them kidnap struggles against her bindings when she sees you, her eyes pleading for help. The bandit leader turns to you with grudging respect in his eyes.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't impressed that you made it up here. Still, if you're looking to take that woman, I'm afraid we're gonna have a problem. All right, boys, earn your gold and get rid of these would-be heroes.
Awesome. All right. So this was also a very cool room. Multiple bad guys is great for especially the people who have multiple. They can hit multiple things. So I know the fighters like that, and of course the wizards and other people doing scrolls or whatever. So very, very, very cool dungeon. Could you pull up the PDF and tell us the different numbers for the different levels of how many of these little minions that you had to take care of? Oh, it's right there. Oh, can you guys
it's on
read
the
that?
Screen.
Oh yeah, yeah. Can I look on the screen? I think that's what I meant to say. Let me see if I can grab this here. I'm going to zoom in. I don't know how easy it is to see that.
All right, so it was on normal 4 minions, hardcore 6, nightmare 9, epic 12, and mythic 15.
It was tough to get through 15 minions, by the way. Yeah, epic was kind of a sweet spot, but mythic was tough. And Kusik, feel free. Oh, he already did. Kusik in chat already said this is where I kept missing. So yeah, on mythic I kept missing these guys. I was not helping the party at all. I gotta up my hit. And the mythic AC, yeah, let's go over to that mythic AC. And remember, this was done with a lot of math and calculation. Oh no, that's not right. It was done.
That was me looking at it, going, this sounds right.
Yeah, that was Caitlin guessing. So that's how that mythic worked out.
Did you have fun? Then I did a good job.
Yeah. Well, we definitely had fun. If you just kill, at least I think, you just kill everything so fast, you got all your spells left, and you have no hit points taken off. I don't think you had that much fun. So some of the most fun events that I've ever done, with D&D related, for example, were like level 1, and you have like 4 hit points and you end up with 1 hit point. So those are good days. So yeah, this was a very cool thing. So you had to beat these waves of bad guys down, and then eventually once you do that, you get to see the boss give us a little James Bond intro. So
Yeah, I've got to turn a bunch of stuff off really quickly and
Go
fast
for it.
forward a little bit.
Go for it.
Sorry with this being
The
shaky.
elevator rises steadily.
Oh,
up
no,
through
no, it's totally fine.
Crap. Come on,
The
let me forward. There we go. And then here comes our big bad.
Not bad, but besting my men is hardly a challenge. See how you fare against me.
Sweet. And he had a really cool sword attack. Can you show us that one?
I absolutely can.
I thought that was a really cool
His sword
attack.
attack. It's called a forceful cleave.
Yeah, that sounds better than what I called it. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So, and he was tough to hit. Look at that AC, 55 Jiminy Crickets. But that was the same as the other guys, if I'm not mistaken. But baby, I did okay with the saves, but to hit, I don't know. I think I've hit this guy once, maybe. So yeah, this was a super cool room. I do have a question though. I don't know if you can see it in this graphic. I'm going to zoom in on this to see if it is possible. Oh yeah, it is here. Above the damsel in distress there, it looks like I actually thought it was like a video error. I thought there was like some type of problem happening, but then as I saw it more and more, I realized that it looks like bats. Is that what's going on back there? Are there bats like hovering over her head?
Say yes, Caitlin. Say yes.
Yeah, sure. That's totally what it is.
Oh, what? No, come on, tell us. What was it? Was it like a problem, or was it part of the story,
So,
or what? What's your official answer?
When you're filming on green screen,
That's what I thought it was,
you
a
have
green
to be
screen
able
problem.
Yeah. You've got to be able to get your green screen real flat, and most of the time we do, and we do a decent job of it. But this time there were some shadows that kept throwing a little just.
Yeah, you have to light it well, and it's got to be all the same color, and it's got to be flat. So it looked like bats. All right.
I thought we agreed that was going to be one of the monsters in March.
Yeah, I absolutely thought that it was. When I first saw it, I thought, "Oh, that's green screen, problems." I've done some film stuff before, if you didn't know. So it looked like a green screen problem. But then as I saw it more, I was like, wait, no, those are bats. So I need to ask. And we never figured out what those bats were.
I mean, hey, yeah, totally. It was bats.
It looked like bats to me.
Bats.
So
Bella hadn't taken a bath in a while. It was flies.
But what was weird is like, why were the bats showing up now? But then I thought, well, is that the main baddie? Is that Count Dracula? But why are there so many? I just all through. Well, because I wasn't hitting, I had time to like look around. So, yeah. So that was the final boss there. Any last questions before we let these bad guys go? We're going to be closing up.
Got a last comment.
Okay, go comment away.
So several of my DMs mentioned this to me, and I absolutely agree. This was the most technically complex combat that they've ever had to run as far as all of the sources in the DM software. For every bandit minion, there was a loop and there was a death. But they all had to have transparent backgrounds in order for this to work. So they had to turn on the death video and then turn off the minions video before the smoke transition finished in order to make that combat work right. The DMs were working on that one. It was a tricky combat. And previously, we haven't quite been at the point where we could do that. We either had unreliable amounts of volunteers coming in or volunteers who didn't have the skill, but we're getting to a point now where we have enough VDMs with enough experience that we can start doing those trickier combats. I'm really, really excited for what we'll be able to throw out with that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good to hear. All right, so before we let these fine young people go, I want to remind everyone that this is a new series, a new Riddle Reveal series that we'll do after every virtual True Dungeon adventure this year. That's the plan. Speaking of VTD, the next one is Mist of Madness at the end of February, beginning of March. You can get your tickets at td.events. At the end of that adventure, when we saved the damsel in distress, she mentions something about the Mist of Madness. Today, if you didn't know, if you're a member of the Adventurers Guild, the tickets are on sale now for Order of the Dawn, which is the end of March adventure, the third of the VTDs so far. So again, a week after that one, we'll do another riddle reveal about Order of the Dawn. If you're a patron member, you could have purchased tickets yesterday, and tomorrow is when the general public can purchase tickets, and that's at td.events. All right, so last chance for questions. If there are any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. In chat, let me check in. Kuzik, why are you remembering everything about my combats? Kuzik says I hit that bad guy once. Yeah. Okay, I thought it might have been twice, but I guess it was once. Okay. Belinda really likes seeing a lot of different humans, even if they were pre-taped. That hit ring is going to be needed going forward if you're playing at Mythic. Yeah, I hear you. Ashton knows about the chroma key issues. And Kuzik says the green screen should be a fight for a holiday special. Gerald says there were no bats. Any Star Trek fans? There were bats. That might be a little hard. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, however. That was the reference there. Looks like, let's see if there's any more questions. Kuzik, what about the room after that? Treasure, any word on what some of new treasure parts make? Okay, so that sounds like a question. Is there any word on, is there any information about what the new treasure parts make? Anybody know?
There's some good guesses on Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're not at reveal point yet.
Okay.
So
no reveal point for you. Raven's looking forward to more riddle reveals, so am I. Ashton says thanks a ton for doing this. It's a blast to see what we missed. I agree. Amy says this interview / riddle reveal was a great idea. I can point friends to this to get a real feel for the puzzles they might see when they try TD. That's awesome to hear. Chris likes to see this again. Quizboy wants some more. It's happening, baby. Alex likes the peek behind the scenes. I do as well. John thinks the episode was great. Thank you. Jason says thank you to you both. Cover Stealing Badger, really love the video. Belinda says thanks to all the VT staff and volunteers, to Trent for the show, and to Caitlin and John for talking to us today. Oh, well, thank you. And then it looks like a lot of other people are saying thank you as well. Making sure. Oh, here's one question here. Snake Eyes says, when will the 2026 Monster Bits be on TD Token database?
Is that February? It's Monday.
Yeah,
Monday.
it's probably like Monday or Tuesday, because we will be getting our treasure in time, and then people are going to know. Is my guess, unless you guys know exactly.
It somewhere in my inbox.
Okay, while she's looking, I'm going to look for any other questions.
I thought what's his Wild was turning those on. Or is that you?
Yeah, but he's the one doing it, but I'm included on the email, so at least multiple people know what dates they are.
We wanted to give it like mail out, and I think it's Monday that it'll pop
February
up.
2nd at noon.
Okay. Awesome. So that is Monday at noon. Great. February 2nd at noon. Fullerin, I missed your question because you didn't say question at the beginning, but somebody talked about your question, so now I'm going to go back to your question. Fullerin89 says, if you want us to send you snacks when sending in stuff, what's the best things to send?
That's all John.
Well, we have a weird group here, so no matter what you send, somebody here will consume it. Like, I think we've gotten tequila before. Like, we've gotten some weird stuff. So, if it's something I don't prefer, I'll always like give it to the golems and stuff too. But we have like a share table, and then eventually it comes over, and yeah, so it does like. And don't ever feel like you need to send something in. You're not going to get any special treatment, or your transmute faster. But yeah, just Jeff is has the gluten thing, so nuts are good for him. Matthew's got braces, so soft shit is soft stuff is good for him. Troy is real picky. He likes chips and crackers and stuff. So it doesn't matter. Like whatever you send, somebody will eat it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Aaron's like Aaron's always like the final step. So he's sitting there wrapping your treasure and stuff and eating whatever. So
awesome. Yeah. That's good to know.
There's no. Yeah.
All right. Any final comments from you guys? Caitlin or John, any final thoughts to share with the group?
Volunteer for Gen Con.
Okay.
Yes, please. Yep. So, yeah. Yep. Volunteer, like, yeah, for RingCon. We could use some local install. If you're close and it's not, like, unreasonable to, like, help us build it. Because we have, like, nobody local really to Carbondale except for like staff. So
yeah,
if you
we've got 4 people on local install for RingCon right now.
Like,
so
Steve says that he and Chris will be there. I think that's what he's talking about. And a lot of people are saying,
yeah, but we don't like people from Texas.
we don't want any Texans. A lot of people are saying thank you, CPN and John. So I will repeat that. Thank you both very much. The show definitely was not short, and hopefully for the people who couldn't catch it live, they can watch it when it's convenient for them. But there was a lot to get through, and we might get into a groove, and maybe it'll be a little shorter. But there's a lot of fun to be had, and as long as you guys are enjoying it, I know that we are. So thank you very much, Kaylin. Thank you very much, John. I look forward to the next one, and I appreciate your time very much. You guys have a good one.
Thank you for having us. We hope to see all of you in February.
Yep. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye, Flesh Golem, John, and Caitlin. All right. So that was Caitlin and John for our first ever virtual riddle reveal. I think that was pretty sweet. Without further ado or more time, let's get to the good stuff. Final chance. You've got mere seconds. If you haven't done this yet, click the link that's pinned in the chat. Input your information there, and then you will be eligible for a drawing. First place, 25K bar and a single treasure chip. Second place is a 5K bar and a 3X chip. Third place is a 1K bar and a 10X chip. You can see that. By the way, after every show, I do this at the end. Again, you have to be present in order to win. When I pull your name, or your name is, you'll see in a second, you need to respond in chat, or I'm moving on to the next person. Okay, so first I need to go through all of the names here, and then make sure that there are no duplicates. So my wife is near me. She says that she wants to win. No, you can't win. You're not eligible. She's so silly. All right, so okay. Interesting choice there, Matt. All right, so let me first see if we've got any duplicates here. So just you guys talk amongst yourselves here. Let me check a little cleanup here. Remove duplicates. Columns to analyze. Okay. No duplicates. Okay, so it looks like there are 75 people who have entered. Let me share this screen here. Okay. All right, so this is the 75. And now let me go to here to make sure no one else has entered. Rob Sanders is the last one. Oh, nope, 3 more people entered. Okay, so let me, I want to, oh, another one. Oh, okay, so I'm going to go back to this screen. I'm going to do this check one more time. I want to make sure there's no doubles here. So again, talk amongst yourself. I'm going to say the cutoff is now. No more people can join. That is it. Okay, so there we go. The last person is going to be Gavin. And there we go. All right, now I'm just going to, again, talk amongst yourselves. Make sure there's no duplicates. And 79, no duplicates. Okie dokie. So we will now go through, and I'm going to show you this part so you can see that I did this. That's the old list, and here's the new list. You can see Gavin was the last person to join, and there's Gavin right there. All right, it is time. I think I've got a full screen thing here somewhere. Where is that? Where is the full screen? I thought there was a full screen. Oh, maybe, yep, there it is. All right, so here's full screen. Okay, now, I'm going to do the third place first. Third place, again, is a 10x treasure chip and a 1K bar. So here we go. Your name should be here. Here we go for third place. All right, again, respond in chat. Third place winner is Chris Weimer. Chris, say hello, Chris, in chat, please. All right, checking chat. Oh, there it is. Woohoo. Okay, that's you. I'm going to remove you here. Congratulations, Chris. Yeah, I know. Look at the other people. So close. Now, this is second place, which I think is a kind of a sweet spot giveaway. It's a 3X chip and a 5K bar. I think that's kind of a sweet spot. All right, so here we go for second place. And the winner is... Oh, Maggie, so close. Oh, Joseph, so close. Marissa Bray. Marissa, are you there? Say hello in chat, please. Marissa. Marissa Bray. Marissa. Marissa. Say hello in chat, chat, chat. Marissa. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did Marissa say, this show's too long? Marissa, I'm going to give you a couple of more seconds. Marissa Bray, Marissa Bray, Marissa Bray. Uh-oh. All right. Going once. Going twice. 3 times Marissa, no Gouda. Maggie, you were close, but we gotta roll it again. Sorry. Marissa, not here. Second goes to Jeff Clemens. Jeff, are you here? Say hello in chat. Jeff, say hello in chat. I know, Belinda, so close. Jeff Clemens. Jeff Clemens. Clemens of Jeff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Belinda might get another shot. Oh, Jeff is here. Jeff Clemens. All right. Awesome. Great. So you are our second place winner. Congratulations, Jeff. And here it is, the big dog, the 25K bar and the 25K bar and a single treasure chip. The first place. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. First place. Oh, Scott, so close. Chris Madison, are you there? Chris Madison, are you there? Chris, are you there? I want a 1,000 treasure pool token. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Chris, are you there? Chris Madison. He's here. Where is he? I don't see it yet. Chris, am I missing it here? Chris Madison. I'll give you a couple more seconds here, Chris. Dong 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 dong. Dong 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 da 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 dong 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 da 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 da. Going once, going twice, 3 times. No Gouda. Chris did not speak quick enough. Here we go. First place. One more time. Oh wait, was that you? Uh-oh. Hold on. Chris Madison. There he is. I didn't. All right, I'm gonna say Chris Madison. Hold on one second. Let me go to here. So Chris, you were super there. All right. After the buzzer, but we'll give it to him. Okay. All right. So okay. I hear you, Ashton. You're right. So what I'm going to do? 2 people get first. Chris. So it could have been internet. Blah blah blah. We don't want to. Blah blah blah. So Chris, you're there. So you won first place, and also Lisa Kuta, you won first place too. Lisa, are you here? So 2 people get first place this time. Lisa, say something in chat. Kueter. I mean, I totally get it. No, Chris, you're fine. You won first. You won. So, Lisa, who else is here? Cover Stealing Badger, you're Lisa? Just confirm that. Okay, all right, great. So, Cover Stealing Badger is Lisa. So there we have it. So our winners were 3rd place Chris Reimer, 2nd place Jeff Clemens, and we had 2 first place winners, Chris Madison and Lisa Cooter, something like that. Congratulations to all the winners, and most importantly, thank you very much for watching the show. Please do that liking and subscribing thing. It's just the way the algorithms work, and it will help me spread the love of True Dungeon. I look forward to seeing you guys at the next live show. And I will be doing an announcement soon about a different type of show that I'm going to be doing as well. I don't think Jordan is watching right now, but Jordan and I are kind of cooking something up. I appreciate you all again very much. And don't forget my favorite saying, it's really hard to frown when you're smiling. So please smile. And thanks for watching again.